gills on a fish.
What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new vlog. Today's a hard day. Today's one of the days, which is surprising because I'm literally off back-to-back refeeds of 280 carb and then 350 carb yesterday. But today, I'm just not there. Right? I'm there. Like, you know, I got the workout done. You know, I still pushed myself and I didn't go lighter or anything. Got every single rep in. You know. Work's been done, you know, going on with the day. I'm gonna be on a podcast here in an hour and a half. You know, things are still the same, but I'm not the same. You know, I'm at a point to where I'm pretty much at that unhealthy body fat percentage. I'm waking up multiple times in the middle of the night. My sleep isn't the best. The fatigue is there, right? And you know, usually this is the real like digging, the kind of like dip in, dip out phase, but we're just like dipping in and we're continuing to dip in because, like I said again, I need to literally blow everyone away with conditioning, and the only way we do that is if we fucking like we make shit really hard for this week and the next week. So it's a very, very temporary part of prep for sure. I don't recommend this to anyone whatsoever, but you know, that brings up, you know, the topic of today's video is just unsustainability in a dieting phase and, you know, training and nutrition in general. And you know, I've learned the fucking hard way when it comes to crash dieting, when it comes to binge episodes, when it comes to unsustainable diets, and that's exactly why I trash on keto and crash dieting and all these quick fix approaches, and that's why I don't recommend at all that you do what I'm doing right now. No one should be dieting at 120 carbs consistently, nobody. So that's exactly what I'm gonna open up with on today's video. I'm gonna go ahead and have my meal. I'm gonna have a nice chicken Caesar salad. It's gonna be super, super refreshing. I'm extremely hungry. It's about 1:35 right now. This is gonna be my third meal of the day. I had steak and eggs this morning. I had oatmeal before the training session. I'm about to have this, and welcome to a brand new video. We are what, are we 30 days
30
out?
days? Yeah.
30 days out, baby. So if you're a follower of mine, or if you're a client of mine, you know that I bash on things like keto. I bash on things like fasting. I bash on things like, you know, cutting out your carbs to lose a bunch of weight in a short amount of time. And in reality, yeah, you know, the world bashes it. If you're smart, you're gonna bash that shit because you know, hey, you know, you always need to choose the long-term results. You always need to choose the sustainability. You know, fuck quick fixes, you know, because it's not sustainable, right? But a lot of people don't like to think that way. Because a lot of people like to, you know, overcome their pain with pure willpower. But in reality, they still hang on to that pain even off 1 to 2 months of keto because they miss their pasta, they miss their rice, they miss their carbs. Then what happens, right? They rebound, they gain all that weight back. And then they're in this constant cycle of saying, oh, but I really don't want to do keto again. So I'm gonna, you know, and then they gain more weight and they're like, fuck, I'm gonna do it again. And they lose weight again and then they gain it back and they can't actually sustain the results they fucking make, right? And in reality, the world is just always gonna be like this because everyone wants to live that short-term lifestyle. Everyone wants that quick fix to things. And you know, I'm just gonna be here to tell you that's just not what you wanna fucking do, right? You want to change your lifestyle, you wanna change your physique, you wanna change the way you eat, and you wanna sustain that, okay? You wanna make that change permanent, you wanna make it a consistent effort, okay? And in reality, you need to understand the psychology behind it in a sense. And I'll go into, you know, obviously the science behind it, but the psychology is one of the biggest things in this. And I made a post today and I said, commit to long-term results rather than short-term fixes. This is ultimately the most important decision you'll ever make. And if you watched my videos a couple of videos back, you know, it's the same thing with building a business, right? Be in it for the long term rather than the short-lived lifestyle. Same thing applies to your fitness. And, you know, I wrote down a few things. I'm sorry, I'm kind of just reading this caption of this post, but I said, in order for change to last, you must link pain to our old behavior and pleasure to our new behavior and condition it until it's consistent, okay? And that sentence right there resonates with me super hard because this is something that I honestly haven't really, I've opened up about it a few times, but I don't think I've really went into depth in it. And even if you watch, a couple of my old YouTube videos, like I'm talking old, like I was eating donuts and I was eating shit, like in a lot of these vlogs, but I was just saying it was okay. But in reality, I was hiding a very bad relationship with food, because I know what it's like to, kind of live that quick fix, in that quick fix mentality, and have a shitty relationship with food, and what that actually did for me, not only mentally, but physically. And since I've actually endured that, that's why I'm such a big freaking stickler on saying, hey, you need to learn how to take a very sustainable, long-term approach to this. And the reason I preach that to you guys is because I know what that pain feels like. And you are in a position, my friend, to make a choice of choosing sustainability or choosing the quick fix. And in today's day and age, with these videos that I make, with the resources you have, you should always choose the smart decision. Because I crash dieted for 90 days in 2017, and I got to this point. This is what I looked like at the end of that, okay? 90 days, I dieted for no fucking reason, okay? I was like a year into lifting, and I wanted to get shredded. I didn't have enough muscle mass, and I decided to diet down. I cut all my foods out. I cut way too many calories out. I was losing weight pretty rapidly for already being a pretty skinny freaking guy. And towards the last month, I was probably having binge episodes maybe 1 to 2 times a week. And I'm talking like 3 a.m. trips to Walmart to clear out the snack aisle, come back and eat it all by myself while all my roommates were asleep. I'm talking about going out to the fridge, clearing out an entire box of Eggos and an entire freaking pint of ice cream, 2 bowls of cereal. Like, it was bad. And I know, and I would just sit in bed and feel so guilty about it. And then the next day I would fast the whole day and do an extra 30 minutes of cardio. Like, it was bad. And I don't want you to endure that, but the thing is, it's so easy for people to actually fall under that trap. And a lot of people don't realize it, is when you make the choice to do something like keto, or do something where it's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna lose a bunch of weight in a short amount of time, obviously that's what everyone wants to do. But I promise you, if you make the choice to cut out the foods you actually like, you're going to be hanging on to a lot of pain during that dieting phase. It's not actually going to be enjoyable for you. And in reality, dieting should not be that hard. And this is coming from a place right now where I'm in a very, very unsustainable point in my dieting phase. But, I in a sense, I find pleasure in being able to nourish myself with foods that I know are going to help get towards my goals. But that's something that you need to learn as well, right? And if you hang on to the pain of what it used to be like for you to overeat or even undereat, right, you will find pure pleasure in actually nourishing yourself and living the lifestyle of training every day and eating right and seeing what that actually does for your body. But it comes down to a choice, my friend, and I don't want you to make that choice to go down that path, because even this is what I looked like, obviously, after I did that dieting phase. And may say, oh, you still look good. But what you guys don't see is what was going on up here psychologically. And after that phase, I decided to reward myself by eating 10,000 calories in a single day and really not telling anyone about it. And I literally have proof right here of those meals throughout the day. And even after that 10,000 calorie eating phase, it didn't stop. Every week I would still have a couple binge episodes. And guys, this lasted for months. And me enduring that just puts me in the position to say, hey, I don't want anyone to fucking go through that, because I know what that did for me mentally. And like I said, again, all of you guys have a choice, and this is something I wrote in the caption as well. We all want to do more to avoid pain rather than to gain pleasure. So remember that next time you choose to go with a quick fix approach to your fitness, quick fixes in the short term will override pain by pure willpower, but never last, simply because we still link pain to giving up all the foods you like. So for changes to be long term, you've got to link your pain to eating those foods, so that way you no longer even desire them or see them as worth it, and you find pleasure in foods that nourish you. And so I link pain to what it was like to, if right now in this dieting phase that I'm in right now, and I'm eating 120 carb, what do you think I want to do? I want to go out and I just want to eat a burger, I want to eat bazooka, I just want to go off my fucking diet. But I link pain to that because I know what binging on those foods does for me mentally. But what I'm trying to tell you is you don't need to feel that pain. You don't need to go through the binge eating disorder, right? You don't need to feel that. You don't need to feel that unhealthy relationship with food. But I feel that pain, which is why I find so much pleasure in what I'm doing right now with having an extremely healthy relationship with food. But I'm saying that you don't need to learn the hard way. So what I'm telling you to do, right, is pick a method of dieting that you know you can stick to. If you can stick to keto for 2 years straight, fucking do it. Hell yeah, if you like doing that, then do it. But in reality, you probably won't like doing that, right? And so that's just why every single one of my clients, okay, they're eating foods that they enjoy, right? They're going out on the weekends. They're still able to, you know, go out with friends, have drinks, have a burger, have fries, and still lose weight, right? Because in reality, you're not in a prep. You know, you're not doing what I'm doing. In reality, you probably aren't, right? And you're just in this for the lifestyle, right? It's like, okay, I wanna diet, I wanna get shredded. It's like, you don't need to cut out all the foods you really enjoy and make it unsustainable. I want you to eat as much food as you possibly can while dieting. And that's the beauty of flexible dieting. That's the beauty of macro tracking, is you can fit in foods that you really enjoy, right? So I think I just wanted to kind of open up about that, because I know what that did for me. And like, seriously, like, you can see these old clips that I'll play throughout this video. Like, that shit sucked. Like, it really did. And it gave me, you know, it was just a mental kind of battle that I had with myself of, you know, wanting and craving just every single food in the world. I've done the 10,000 calorie challenge twice, and actually the first video on the channel, on this channel, is the 10,000 calorie challenge. And, you know, honestly, I did that for fun, but I also did that because I had a pretty unhealthy relationship with food. It was a couple months after my first show even, and my stomach was a fucking black hole, and I just felt so deprived of all the foods that I really did enjoy. And that led me to this feeling of pain, to where I felt like I just needed to, you know, overcome it by doing another 10K challenge. And I feel like after I did that 10K challenge, I really haven't looked back as far as like binging or having certain foods like that as much, because I just know that, like, I just know in the back of my head it's not worth it. And I find pure pleasure in, you know, eating whole foods and eating foods that make me feel better and help me perform better, because I've conditioned myself to that and I've been consistent with that. And I'm not saying that you need to go down a path of an unhealthy relationship with food for you to learn that, but what I'm trying to say is that you should be able to find pleasure in actually eating foods that are going to help you achieve your goals. You should find pleasure in living a lifestyle to where you know you're going to be in your best shape, you're going to perform your best, you're going to look your best, right? That's really the message that I wanted to kind of get across to you today. Is, you know, I promise you, do not follow something that you know you can't stick to, right? If you're hating your dieting phase right now, hating every single bit of it, there's something that needs to change, right? And I'm always going to say, hey, take the flexible approach, take the macro tracking approach. And if you can comfortably eat like 90% clean ass foods and only 10%, you know, kind of like me right now, I'm not really having any dirty foods, right? Everything's consistent, everything's on top of it, because I've conditioned myself to that and I find pleasure in that, right? But if right now, if you feeling like you're really craving something, like, go get it. It's fine. You know what I mean? Like, go get it. But don't associate that with saying, oh, fuck, like, if I eat this, like, oh, I'm gonna feel so guilty and I gotta do like 2 workouts tomorrow and extra cardio. No, it's, you know, one day is not gonna set you back, right? And this is just coming like straight out of the heart, like right now. Like, it's like, unhealthy relationships with food fucking suck, man. It makes you feel really shitty about yourself, and I don't want you guys to beat yourself up if you know, go out on the weekend, have a few drinks, you know, have a burger, have fries, and because, you know, you're always one day away from being back on track. Just get back to it with your macros, right? That's it. You guys, be in this for a lifestyle, and I'm in a prep right now, right? And this is something that not a lot of people can do. It takes a lot of willpower, it takes a lot of strength, right? And you gotta make sure, if you're doing a prep, you gotta be emotionally and mentally aligned as fuck, right? You can't be doing something as hard as a prep if you're, you know, stressed out all the time and, you know, you don't have a healthy relationship with food. You can't do it. And this is coming from pure experience, so you guys have a choice. You really do. And it's don't beat yourself up over the little things. Just know that, hey, this is a lifestyle. This is play the long game with it, right? If your dieting phase takes 16, 24 weeks, but you do a couple diet breaks in between that, just because you know mentally and psychologically that's going to help you, like that's fine, right? But if you can like dig deep and you can, you know, kind of take an aggressive approach for 6 weeks and get where you want to be, but you're mentally okay with that, cool, right? I just don't want you to go down this approach of crash dieting and cutting way too many calories and cutting all your carbs out, because, you know, inherently you will see a bad rebound after that. You will gain a bunch of weight after that dieting phase, because in reality you're going to miss all those foods. You're going to want to eat and devour all those foods right after. You're going to crash your metabolism. You're going to get your metabolism and your metabolic rate so slow, right, to where you're prone to rapid weight gain. And this is kind of more scientific approach to this chat. It's like you want to be able to maintain your metabolism and be as fast as possible to make fat loss very easy, right? And to make strength and muscle retention very easy, okay? Because let's say if I were to start this prep at 120 carb, where do you think I'd be right now? I would feel depleted as shit. I would have no muscle. I would have no strength whatsoever. And there's no point in feeling that way, right? There really is zero fucking point in feeling like that, like whatsoever, right? So when you go into a lifestyle approach, it is much different than this prep, right? If I was just dieting to lifestyle diet, I would never, ever, ever come down to 120 carb, right? So I don't want to be an example for you right now to think, oh, just because Chad's on 120 carb, it means that I need to be on 120 carb. Eat as much food as you possibly can. And, you know, when clients join in with me and they're already eating 1,000 or 1,500 calories, you know, I'm not going to say, okay, well, if you're already eating 1,000, 1,500 calories, we need to put you at 900 calories so you can lose weight. No, I'm going to reverse their calories up. I'm going to have them start eating more food to work their metabolic rate faster, to get their caloric maintenance to a higher caloric amount, right? I want their caloric maintenance to be higher, so that way fat loss becomes super easy, right? If you can cut weight eating 2,500 calories, that's what you want, right? And so you need to take dieting in that same approach, right? Because I promise you, like if you're feeling hungry all the time, if you're feeling fatigued all the time, and you're in a lifestyle diet and not a prep, shit's got to change. But a lot of people can't learn that, right? And a lot of people are afraid to eat more and lose weight. But in reality, if you're stuck and you can't lose weight right now and you're not eating enough food, what do you think the answer is? You need to get yourself adapted to eating more food, because your body will adapt. And I said this in the last video during the commentary, your body will adapt to a low amount of calories. And once it does, well, my friend, your body's going to want to stay there. And when you start implementing more food, what do you think is going to happen? Weight gain, okay? And then when your body adapts to a low amount of food, you can't lose weight. So I hope you guys took something away from this chat for sure. But I just kind of wanted to open up about my story about, you know, binge eating and kind of what that did for me mentally, because, you know, I learned it the hard way. And my friend, you don't need to learn it the hard way. So thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you in the next video.